welcome to another great video game ideas not used video, GVGINU for short. As always, I'm Andre, and it is a pleasure to share my thoughts with you. So I didn't really think I would be doing a third video on this, but I still had a little bit more to say. I had an analogy that I came up with that perfectly fits this situation as to the explanation of Ubisoft's actions, and it also shows how stupid they are. And this is logical. This is completely logical. That's the sad thing. But hear me out. So, Ubisoft is saying ZombiU has not been profitable for them, and basically because Assassin's Creed games aren't selling like hotcakes on the Wii U, they're pulling their major titles from the console until Nintendo fans are basically interested in mature games. So I'm just gonna go with this. With ZombiU, the game was originally developed for the Xbox 360. I think it was supposed to be called Killer Freaks from Outer Space or something along those lines. That game went through quite a few different development cycles from what I understand, and then it became a Nintendo Wii U project and became ZombiU. That is why they're saying the game was unprofitable, because of all of the costs to develop the game and all of the development cycles that it went through before it became ZombiU for the Wii U. I can understand that, but logically, that is actually very stupid. And here is why. Let's say I own a bakery, and this bakery is really well known for cookies. And among my cookies, the best one, not even the best one, but a popular one, is my sugar cookies. Okay. And I'm going about my day, baking my goods to put up on display and sell to people as they enter my shop. Okay, my child dropped something. But she's okay, so that's the good thing. Let me get back up to my point. I was baking my confections, putting them out for people to be able to purchase and come in to get. Let's say I get into baking and somehow I got distracted, and along the process, one of my batches or several of my batches of sugar cookies got burnt. I can't sell them. I can't give them to people. So I can't recoup the cost on those. I've lost that batter and all the materials that were used to make those cookies. I mean, it's not like my whole batch of all my materials wiped out, but a significant portion of them were wiped out. But I still continue the rest of the day, and I make more sugar cookies. Maybe not as many as I could have, but I make them, and I put them out to sell. Now, should I expect the sugar cookies that I put out to sell enough for that day, to sell enough to cover the materials that I burned prior? Or would I just write that off as a loss and then worry about picking it back up somewhere else? This is where that goes. Ubisoft lost a lot of money developing that game prior to deciding to make it a Wii U exclusive game, and to put it on Nintendo's console. So those dev costs were already lost. There's nothing that Nintendo or the fan base could do about it. I mean, if I don't recoup the cost back for my cookies, am I going to blame my customers because I didn't make enough back for the loss of the materials for the cookies? That's illogical. That's something that was my fault, and I'd have to deal with that. That's a cost that's a loss that I caused. So, if that is where Ubisoft is coming from, again, that's illogical. If you're talking about, if they're speaking about the cost from the time it became a Nintendo exclusive IP and was developed for the Wii U, then they're lying to us. They're lying. There's no damn way in the world. They're lying. And that's the simple way to put it. Especially when you come out and tell me how cheap it is for you to develop for the platform, and it is even cheaper for you to port to the platform. Something doesn't add up when you follow that up with, well, the game didn't turn a profit at all, so we decided to stop making the game. We decided that we don't desire to make another game in this vein. Rather stupid. Especially when the fan base is actually growing for it and people actually want it. Dumbass move. That was just like with the cookie example. That would be just like me. Like I said, I burnt cookies prior to that. And then I put out others and I don't make my money back, and I sit there and tell my customers, it's your fault that I'm not making any more sugar cookies. You didn't buy enough of them after I made a mistake, so I'm not giving you any more sugar cookies. How many people would look at me and be like, you're a dick? Sorry, you lost my business. That's exactly what they did. and then, because, okay, Assassin's Creed, so Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps weren't selling well this day, so you guys obviously don't want Ginger Snaps at all. So I'm not going to give you any more. I'm going to reserve judgment and keep them from you until somebody actually makes it apparent that you're interested. Don't these things kind of sound stupid when you you break them down in this way? If you break it down to basic logic, it is stupid. I mean, I'm not mad at Ubisoft for pulling support for their major titles, but that's just like saying with saying that Nintendo gamers were only interested in IPs like Just Dance. That's like saying, okay, the sugar cookies didn't sell well because I burnt them, and you guys didn't buy enough for me to recover the cost. And then you weren't buying enough Ginger Snaps, even though I put them out there. But they also might have been slightly defective, so I can understand. That's why you didn't buy them. And then I see that, hey, these chocolate chip cookies sold, they didn't sell quite well, but they were selling enough, and I didn't really lose any money on them. So they only really like those. Like I said, if you break it down logically, it sounds stupid. It sounds very stupid. And I hope somebody can laugh at the whole cookie example and actually understand what my point is. Like I said, I'm not mad at Ubisoft for pulling support for their AAA or higher quality titles. But I'm kind of aggravated about is the flawed reasoning that they gave. Especially with the contradictory statements that they have made. That is what bugs me. Like, that's what bugs me generally with any company in the gaming industry. Instead of just giving us a straightforward answer that business is just not serving you as well as you would like it to on this particular platform at this particular time, I could care less. If you're honest with me, I'll at least respect you enough that I would purchase your products elsewhere. If you're lying to me, I'm not going to respect you at all. I'm not going to come to you and say, hey, well, but I can tell this is a bullshit ass reason, but I'm going to keep buying your shit. No, that's not how it works. And for this type of relationship where it is a consumer business relationship, The business has to make the consumer happy, not the other way around. Yes, the business needs to make profit, and they need to make close to what they would like, and they should make close to what they would like. But they also have to make sure that they are working on it in a way that makes customers come back. And then there are two more examples that I would like to talk about really quickly. And those are Rayman Legends and Splinter Cell Blacklist. Here's the thing. Rayman Legends. Let's even start back. Let's go back a little bit further. ZombiU. One console. 700,000 copies. Physical. Estimated to be sold. Rayman Legends. PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS Vita, Wii U. 6 platforms. 6 platforms. Only about, 1.4 million sold physical? About 1.4 million sold physically. That wouldn't be good at all. If I was to do the comparison, I'd be like, hold on, so I only made double in sales on this by putting it across 6 things instead of what I got on one? And none of those individual platforms have surpassed ZombiU at all. So, that would make me question that, right? Wouldn't you question that? That's when you think about it in those terms, it doesn't make very much sense. So you mean to tell me the ZombiU didn't turn a profit, but you haven't said anything on whether or not Rayman Legends has, and at this point, even if importing it is cheaper than outright developing, it still costs more money as a whole to port it to all the other consoles rather than just leaving a game on the one in comparison to that. And I'm not sure, but they might possibly push it to the PC. And they probably would get a bunch more sales if they put it on Steam, but that's not the point. And plus, Steam isn't really physical; it's all digital. Splinter Cell Blacklist. We haven't heard anything about the sales of that game other than it was at 2 million units across 4 platforms, which was Xbox 360, PS3, PC, and Wii U. 2 million copies, 2 million units, and that's probably including digital because it's PC. 2 million units when they were expecting or hoping for 5 million. They knew they needed 5 million to kind of break even, or maybe to turn a profit. But you have yet to hear Ubisoft come out and say, hey, look at this. Rayman sold poorly. Splinter Cell sold poorly. And neither of them are bad games. Neither are bad games. But they both sold poorly. Yet. And these are multi-platform. They sold poorly multi-platform. But we don't hear that there won't be another Rayman game. And we don't hear that there won't be another Splinter Cell game. And these were both games with established fan bases, as opposed to one that didn't have an established fan base. Explain to me the logic behind this. The actual logic. Thinking about it. And like an Assassin's Creed has become their Call of Duty. Getting it yearly, now they're getting more than one a damn year. That's a lot of money put into a series that is just effectively going to kill it much faster than it needed to die. I like I said, I'm lost on the logic here. I mean, Rayman, I understand why Wii U sales aren't that great, but other platforms probably should have done better, right? I understand why Nintendo fans didn't purchase it. Well, not as many Nintendo fans purchased it. Now, and I would say go out and buy that game. I would definitely say go buy it. But right now, I don't think Ubisoft deserves it. Just like I would say at this point, go buy Splinter Cell Blacklist. But like I said, I don't think Ubisoft deserves it. Like, you disrespect a consumer base, not even thinking about how it could affect your sales other places, because you wouldn't, if you did this to Sony or Microsoft, you know you'd have hell to pay. But it's cool. You reap what you sow, right? So Ubi, I'm hoping for the best for you guys, and I hope that you make better decisions later on and actually give honest reasoning. Right now I can't support you guys as much as I want to. But I think I'm done here. I'm not going to talk on this anymore unless I absolutely have to and like something new actually comes up. So I'm done here with Ubisoft. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you, like I said, hope you got the analogy I made earlier with the whole bakery and the cookies and stuff. Yeah. Sorry. Throat's drying out. And that's probably not the best thing to lubricate it because it's got sugars, and sugar kind of helps dry stuff out. But thank you very much for watching. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff. And until the next time, please enjoy your games, no matter what the bullshit these companies do. Ah, that sounded wrong. And oh, there's one last thing I forgot to mention. Go support BearHugger29's movement to purchase Bayonetta 2 to disprove the theory that Nintendo gamers don't purchase mature titles. And also, please go out and get Devil's Third when that hits the shelves because, well, Activision pulled Call of Duty, so hey, need another shooter. And Devil's Third looks like it's going to be more than just that. Peace out.